Hey guys, it's your boy Static here, back with another video, and today we are on a Rise crossover, and I am here to tell you about the tips and tricks for the Infernal Castle. So the first thing you want to consider when doing the castle is if you can even do the castle. I'll have the DPS on the screen right now for what you need for about each floor and how to get to get to that floor. The average amount of DPS you need to do that. And another thing you have to consider when doing the castle is like, what's your intent for the castle? If you're trying to do your personal best, you should go from floor one, because floor one would add a minute to your timer every time you beat the floors until you get to your top floor. So, like, if you start at 25, you don't get as many minutes to do the castle as you would if you were to start from like 25, 50, or any of that. Another thing you have to consider is if what's your other intent of doing the castle, because there's dust intent. Like, I would recommend for dust starting from 25 would be the best, especially if you're trying to get Sungjin Woo as a, I don't know, G, N, or N plus preferably, and other G ranks. Starting from 25 is a good way to get all that. Now, starting from 50, this was what you would want to do if you were trying to get magma. So when going to any checkpoint, you always have to kill floor one first. So once you kill floor one, the portal opens and it brings you to the floor you selected. So in my case, I picked 50. If you want to do magma, starting at 50 is the best option, because then you get to kill them more times. I didn't get them there, but usually it rises as a G rank. And a G rank is okay, but you can merge them into an N rank. They made this a thing because of the mythical rarity, because that's why he has red on around him. You're able to merge him into an N rank, which apparently even after they buff Snow, he's still the best N rank by a little bit. And when you're starting from floor 25, or if you get to floor 25 as a new player, I would recommend trying to grind a whole team of weasels, of Easel, floor 25 boss, it's the girl. Let me just pull her up right here. You can get a G rank if you're lucky, or you can get mainly SS ranks, which are okay if you don't have anything that's too good. She's a fairly decent unit for starters. And you can now merge SS ranks into G ranks. So if I were to go to my weasels, funny name, but you need 499 common dust and 299 rare dust, and you can merge 6 of these, from which you can do the checkpoint to get a G rank. Once you have G ranks, you should be able to get to higher floors like 40, 45 fairly easily, depending on what kind of relics you get. Say you need Crown of Snow. This is from the Winter Island raid, from the Snow Monarch. This is the Hive Plate is from the Dedu Island raid, the Ant Island, Ant King boss, and Echo Shard is from Face Seal, from the boss. So the Face Seal Island dungeon. Another aspect that increases your shadow damage is levels. Each level gives a passive increase to your shadow's damage. I think it's a 1.1x per level. So it goes up like 1.1, 1. It's like I don't know exactly how it works, but that's what they say it is. But you do get shadow increase from that. I've noticed it over a lot of levels. Shadow power is one of the major ones you need for castle. If you need damage, shadow agility helps a lot, because if your shadows are your strongest unit, which they are by a large margin now, shadow agility, shadow reach are really good. They'll help you run through the castle a lot faster. Say for example, my sword only does, as an S rank, which I'm about to get an SS, 600 QI a swing, while my shadows as an N rank are doing 27.18 SX. So with this kind of configuration, if you're able to defeat the NPCs fast, you can run through the castle fairly quickly. This will allow you to get the castle done faster if you have the reach, the agility, and the damage. Because then you could just pretty much sit in a straight line and kill them all. And then you can arise easel. If not, you can just go around with your shadows if they're fast enough and get to the next floor. And if you want to know how to level up to get your stats higher, I do have a video. I will put it on at the end of the video. So if you want to click on it, you can. But yeah, if you do this, you can just walk through here and your shadows will kill it all with 20 reach. And then you can get all the way up the floors until the floor you want to get to or you have to stop at. And then you can click leave on the top right, This will save you a lot of time instead of going back to the home page to leave. So if I double click leave on the top right, it's going to put me into the loading, and I'm going to be back in the game. And that's pretty much it for the castle. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll try and answer them in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one.